Hey guys, I know it's been a while since I have uploaded a video. The title is not clickbait. For those of you that listen to the podcast, you know the transition that I've been in for about the last year. And I kind of want to explain exactly what's going on and what's going to be happening in the future. So I appreciate every single one of you here that's watching the video. I apologize for not having uploaded more content over the last year, but what I'm going to tell you today, I think you'll understand and kind of explain what's been going on. I am leaving Nashville and I'm leaving the music business. After 20 plus years, I'm making a significant change for myself, both personally and professionally. My entire family, we're leaving Nashville and moving here to Orange County, California. Now, I know that may sound strange to a lot of people because most everybody else is going the other direction. They're moving from California to places like Austin and Nashville and Charlotte and Atlanta and other places. But I want to kind of break this video down into parts. And if this bores you guys, I'm sorry, but I just feel compelled. We've got almost 10,000 subscribers now, which blows my mind, considering I haven't really uploaded content in a very long time. And like I said, I appreciate every one of you guys. But there's a payoff coming for those of you that have stuck around, almost 10,000 of you, and I want to grow the channel. I'm going to talk a little bit about that. But I want to kind of break this video up into a couple of different pieces to let you know what's going on, what's going to be happening. The first one is why I'm leaving Nashville. Nashville is not the place that I moved to almost 15 years ago. And if you count before I even lived in Nashville, when I was spending a significant amount of time, like 2-3 weeks a month in Nashville and not at home with my family, it's been the better part of 17 to 20 years. It's not the place that I moved to anymore. Nashville's a great city. There's some great people in Nashville. Love a lot of them. I'm going to be leaving a lot of friends, a lot of professional relationships and business relationships, but it's not the place that I moved to. I'm not saying that to down the city or anything like that. This is a personal and professional move that I'm making. For me, it's all about quality of life. And I just feel that the quality of life for me and my family is so much more significant here in Southern California. Professionally, really in all honesty, what I want to do with my life, what I want to do with my career are just not possible in Nashville anymore. The music business has changed. We're going to talk about that coming up in just a few minutes. But things are different. And I just felt like it was time for a change. One of the most important reasons is a complete personal reason, and something that over the last year and learning about COVID and us, everybody going through this whole virus and this whole pandemic thing, in all honesty, it's mental health. I think differently when I'm here in California. I act differently when I'm here in California. I feel like it's more me, which to me means that this is home. I think that's what home means is, when you feel that that's the place where your heart is, and that's where you're called, and that's where you're supposed to be, and that's going to lead to things that you're supposed to do. So for me, why am I leaving Nashville? It's just not the place I want to be anymore. I want to be in a different headspace. I want to do different things and accomplish different things that I just don't feel are possible in Nashville. Now, why am I moving to California? When everybody else is moving east, why am I moving west? To be honest with you, I fell in love with California about 12, 13 years ago. My best friend, I don't have any siblings, and the closest thing I'll ever have is my friend David Aldo. And David and I have been very fortunate enough to have written hit songs together. I think we're up to 3 or 4 number one songs together. All over the world. David came to Nashville about 12 years ago, and we got set up, our publishers set us up to write with each other. And from that moment on, we've been best friends. We've been musical soulmates, if you will. And I do my best work with him. I think he would say probably the same thing. We just are kindred spirits, and we have this thing that we just bond, and we're the missing piece to each other's puzzle. Not long after we wrote together in Nashville, I came out to California. It's the first time I'd ever come out to California. As an adult. I was here as a child that I don't remember, but the first time I came out, and I spent a week out here writing with David. From the moment I saw the beach and the ocean in Manhattan Beach, I fell in love. And then you go into town, you get into Beverly Hills and Rodeo and Santa Monica and all Brentwood and those, I fell in love with it. And I knew that this is where I wanted to be. Matter of fact, I went home after the trip and I told my wife, I want to move to California. At the time, the music business was very different, so it wasn't really a possibility for us to move here, although we tried several times, but the timing just wasn't right. I'm a huge believer in divine intervention, and the cards just wouldn't align. I could have forced them to make them happen, but who knows what would have happened. And I think a lot of you can relate to that. The harder you try to make something happen, the more you try to make it, it seems like the harder the universe fights back with you. And I just couldn't make it happen. But starting at that point, I started making regular trips. And for several years, I was coming out here once a month for a week, and David and I would write. Then when I started writing and producing more music for television shows and for films, I started coming out here more and working in that area, which then led me into getting into filmmaking and led me into, which by the way, it's a spiral downhill. I remember when I uploaded my first video, the first camera that I went and bought. I watched so many YouTube videos on cameras and what camera should you buy and all this. And I remember the first camera that I really took seriously that I uploaded to this channel, I believe was a Sony a6500, I think it was. Today, here we are a few years later, and we're shooting on a Sony FX9. So it's addictive, but I enjoy every minute of it. But doing the music for TV and film got me into cinematography. It got me into the filmmaking process. Then I started shooting music videos all over the country. It's something I don't really talk about a whole lot, but I've had the pleasure and honor of shooting music videos that are all over CMT and MTV, VH1 when those were things that actually showed music videos. I've been involved in producing major motion pictures, and so that started taking, and to me, that was the first sign, that was the first signal that, hey, maybe the cards are starting to align for you to move to California. And so really long story long, I just fell in love with it. About a year and a half ago, I really set my family down and I said, I feel like we're being led to move to California. I feel like the timing is right, and I would like to do what we need to do to see if we can transition and move out there. 90% of my business is out here. And yes, coming up in a minute, we're going to talk about me leaving the music industry. But I said, this is where I want to be. We had made several trips as a family, and we looked at other places around the country. We looked at Utah. We looked at upstate New York. And California just felt like the fit for all of us. We were coming up on a time where my youngest daughter, Chloe, was going to be going into high school next year. My oldest daughter, Mackenzie, is graduating high school and going to be starting college. So it was the right time to not make a significant move that's going to really impact their lives. So we made the decision to put our house on the market and see, the divine intervention thing again, and go, okay, is this really what we're supposed to do? Let's find out. We put the house on the market and we sold the house immediately. So here we were in a situation like, okay, but we can't move for a year. The kids still have 1 year left in school. What do we do? So we sold our house that we loved, that was big and lots of room, and everybody was comfortable and everybody was happy. And we moved into a 1,300 square foot apartment for a year, which is where we've been now for 11 months. A little over 8 months ago, I came out and I found the house that we have here in California now, in Orange County. I wanted to move to Orange County once I came down here and saw it because I fell in love with it all over again. The people, the place. I don't care what other people's political opinions are, but it seems like in Orange County that it's a little more aligned in what I think in the way that I think. So this felt like home. So we got a place out here. We've had this place for 6-7 months now. Absolutely love it. It's everything that we wanted. And that also fell in line. If you've never tried to move to California, or if you have, it's very difficult. Housing is very difficult to find, to buy, to rent. It doesn't matter. It's very difficult. But again, the divine intervention thing, cards just started falling. And one thing just led to another, and it came together very easily. So here we are. We literally sit 1 month away. My daughter graduates high school May 29th at 10 a.m. in the morning. And our flight leaves at 5 o'clock in the afternoon to move here to Southern California full time. I'm excited about it. I will tell you the transition has been difficult. I've been here now a month by myself. I've never been away from my family for that long, but I wanted to come out and start preparing the road, start getting things nailed down. And in the meantime, my daughter thought she was going to go to NYU. She always wanted to go to NYU. And I begged her to please apply to try to get accepted to some of the schools in California. She was accepted to all but one of the schools that she applied to, and she's made the decision that she's going to go to the University of California, San Diego, UCSD, go Tritons, which is about 40 minutes from my front door. So when I tell you that when you're doing the right thing, things sometimes they just fall in line and they just happen. So I'm very excited leaving Nashville, moving to California. Because of all this that's been going on, this is why I have not created content, because honestly, the thing I want to talk about now is, yes, I'm leaving the music business. I'm at the part in my life right now where I don't care if I ever write another song. I don't care if I ever produce another record. There are a few artists, a couple independent artists, a couple major label artists that I will continue to work with. But I'm going to be leaving the music business as a whole. It's not nearly anywhere going to be my primary focus anymore. I got to a point with this channel that the content that I was creating was largely circled around and had most to do with the music business. And as I began losing my passion for the business, I began losing passion for making content for this channel. Why am I leaving the music business? Again, much like Nashville, it's changed so much over the last 5 to 10 years. It really has. And to be honest with you, I'm more so leaving the music business as Nashville defines it. I don't believe in that model anymore. They are successful 1% of the time. Not to mention, and I don't want this to sound like a flex at all, but because I do not mean it that way. But guys, when I tell you a hit song that I would write 10 years ago literally paid me 700 to 800% more than what it pays now. So imagine going into your job every day, let's say, and I'm just going to throw out a number here. There's nothing behind this number. It's just a number. Let's say you go into your job and you make $60,000 a year. And then all of a sudden one day they come in and they tell you, you know what? We're going to take your salary down to $7,000 a year. That's basically what has happened to songwriters. That's what's happened to producers. The music business is dying, and it's not but maybe a couple of years from being dead. Now, that being said, that's the model that Nashville's created, and to a large extent, what LA is doing as well. The model that the major labels put together is dying and almost dead. It's literally, it's about to flatline. So I didn't see any future there. For me, I thought it's time to adapt or die. And that's when I started leaning very heavily into film production, music video production, the podcast. I cannot believe, as I sit here and tell you, there are over 1 million people a month that listen to the podcast. A lot of the 1 million people a month. A lot of the content that I got to posting on this channel were podcast episodes. I heard from so many of you guys that said, please don't upload podcast episodes to this channel. We want other kind of content. Start another channel. So I did that with the launch of season 8 of the podcast. And you can go check that out. It's youtube.com/The Steve Freeman Podcast. You can search it in the YouTube search thing or in Google, and you can find it if you want video versions of the podcast. Go over there, subscribe to that channel. That's about all I can say. I'm not saying that I won't ever do anything in the music business again, but right now I don't have a passion for it. And if I don't have a passion for it, then it's something I'm not going to do. It's something I don't want to do, which is also the same philosophy behind the YouTube channel. And that is, I just got to the point where I didn't want to make content that centered around and had only to do with the music business. So what am I going to do? I hope you guys will stick with me. I hope we can continue to grow the channel, because here's what I want to do. The YouTube gurus and the algorithm tell you that you're supposed to pick a niche, and that's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to pick a lane, and you're supposed to stay in that lane and do nothing else. I can't do that. I've never done that my entire life, and I don't plan to start doing it now. Guys, there's so many things that interest me. Cameras interest me. This Sony FX9, I'm just now learning how to use it, and I love it. I love all the other Sony cameras that I have. I love the filmmaking process. I've gotten into motorcycles since I've been here in California. I've been here a month. I've bought 2 Ducati motorcycles. I have met a wonderful and amazing group of guys, the OC Moto crew. Quick shout out to you guys. They're going to be launching a YouTube channel very soon. I'll give you guys more details about that. We're going on rides every week, every weekend. We're filming content for that kind of stuff. So motorcycles interest me. Filmmaking, cameras, cinematography interests me. What I want to do is start making content that I like, that interests me, because I'm like you guys. I'm no different there. I love sports cars. I go to Cars and Coffee every Saturday. I want to start doing footage of that. I want to start making content that I find interesting and that I'm passionate about and that I enjoy making. Now, I'm not saying that from time to time I won't put some music industry related stuff up, because I know you guys enjoy that, and I still want to help each and every one of you. I do. That's why I started my community, which if you would love to be a part of it, I would love to have you. All you have to do is text me at 949-577-8227, 949-577-8227. Join my community. You can text me, you can ask me questions, and I'm happy to answer any question that you have. But from time to time, I probably will upload some content that has to do with the music industry and that has to do with the music business and helping you guys in music distribution. Those videos do very well on the channel. But more than anything, I just want, this whole thing, this whole shift, this whole move for me is a complete life change. It's a complete professional and personal change. And I hope you guys will take this ride with me. I hope that you guys will allow me to make some different kinds of content that I find interesting, that I think you'll find interesting as well. I want to get into doing some gear reviews, because everybody always asks me, what gear do I use? I don't mind showing you or telling you all about it, because I enjoy it. I love it. So look, I know that this video has been, it's been long, and typically long videos don't do real well on the channel, but you know what? I'm saying screw the algorithm, screw all of that stuff. I only really care about you guys. I only care about the things that you want to see, and I care about the things that I want to create. So that's the story. The title and the thumbnail are not clickbait. I am leaving Nashville, and I'm leaving the music business. Moving to Southern California, and gonna love every single second of it. Guys, I hope you take this ride with me, because I've got some really cool things planned. I've got some really cool things coming up. I've got this brand new FX9 that I want to take out and discover the world with. And I'd love to be able to bring that content to you. I'd love for you to enjoy it, get some entertainment value out of it, maybe learn something along the way. So guys, I appreciate it. Like I said, I apologize. I know this video is long, but I wanted to put this video out and kind of explain what's been going on, why I haven't uploaded content, and more importantly, in all honesty, what you can expect in the future. And that's going to be a lot more content. So if you're new to the channel and you're just finding this video, you may go back and watch some of the others. Subscribe to the channel, smash the like button, leave a comment. Let me know what you think. Hey, you guys tell me in the comment section what kind of content you would like to see. I'm up for making anything you guys want to make. I've got nothing but time on my hands, and I want to make amazing content. I'm working on a couple different videos right now, motorcycle videos with the Ducatis that have been a lot of fun. So be watching for those as well. Many of you have said in the community section of the page, you'd like me to do a vlog. Well, I'm totally down for doing that. Matter of fact, I'd love to do that. Maybe weekly vlog. I think that would be fun. Maybe we'll do that. The key here is we can do whatever the fuck we want to do. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to enjoy it. We're going to have some fun. And there's no telling who might show up on this channel. And there's no telling what we might do. Guys, thank you for sitting through this. I don't even know how long it's been now. Thank you for sitting through this. I love each and every one of you. Thank you for staying subscribed to the channel, even though I haven't been uploading content. I really appreciate it, and I look forward to the future. Again, if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe. Hit the subscribe button. Smash the thumbs up button. Leave a comment. Make sure you follow me on Instagram at @TheSteveFreeman, and you'll get some behind-the-scenes kind of stuff there as well. And if you want to be a member of my community, I would love to have you. Again, all you got to do is text me, 949-577-8227, and be sure and join me if you do love the music industry and music business stuff, business stuff, how to grow your business and be successful, or try to be successful anyway. Make sure you tune into the podcast, the Steve Freeman Podcast, every Monday and Friday. It's available on all podcast platforms: Apple, iTunes, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Stitcher, Google Podcasts, everywhere you get podcasts. Plus, check out the new Steve Freeman Podcast YouTube channel at youtube.com/The Steve Freeman Podcast. I'll put links to everything down in the description below. Guys, until the next video, which is coming sooner than you probably think, I appreciate you being here. Thanks so much. We're about to hit 10,000. Means the world to me. And I'll see you guys soon.